Assalamu alaikum. Today's topic of discussion is approach to decrease urine output. In this case we will discuss it as a patient of chronic kidney disease, and I will cover OD para of decreased urine output along with vomiting, because CKD patient can present with both of the presenting complaint. For the first, if the patient presents with decreased urine output, you are going to mention that patient was diabetic and hypertensive, presented with a complaint of decreased urine output for the last 7 days, which was sudden in onset, and the urine was dark in color, not containing blood. It was progressively worsening. Initially he was going twice to thrice a day to washroom, but now only once a day he is going to the washroom. And it was being relieved with drinking excessive water and medications he was using, causing increased urine output. But for now, last 2 days, it is not being relieved with those medications, and there is no history of burning micturition, any frequency, urgency, frothy urine. Then you have to mention there is history of any nausea, vomiting, any generalized body swelling or not. Then this was the urine output OD para. Then the second, if the patient presents with vomiting, that he has a complaining of vomiting for the last 7 days, which was sudden in onset, or 6 days in duration, and it was progressive. Initially 2 to 3 episodes per day, increasing to many episodes now for the last 1 day, and the vomiting consists of food particles without blood, and it is not relieved by anti-emetic therapy, or you not by medication, you have to mention in the HOPI. Then it is associated with decreased urine output, any fever, any generalized body swelling, any frequency, urgency, any frothy urine, any burning micturition, you can mention in the associated symptoms. Then for vomiting, you have to go for the differential diagnosis to rule out vomiting. In this, you have to go from head to toe. You have to start, for example, in the case of any infections, like for CNS, there is no history of any headache, any intolerance to noise, any intolerance to exposure to light, any fever, neck stiffness or altered state of consciousness. Then in altered bowel habits, yellowish discoloration of sclera, any discharge from the ear, nose and throat. Then any dry cough or productive cough, any chest pain, any genital ulcers or urinary ulceration, any skin ulcers, ulcerations or wound, any past history of tuberculosis, then any exposure to mosquitoes, then any use of raw milk and any animal contact, any farm animals contact. This is for the infections. Then for vomiting, obviously you are going to make a case of chronic kidney disease, so we will take it in the etiology, then in the care. Then for pancreatitis, there is no history of any epigastric pain radiating to back, any recurrent gallstones, any use of alcohol, any altered bowel habits or blood in stool, any decreased appetite, weight loss, lumps and bumps in the body, any chronic epigastric and retrosternal chest pain with oral regurgitation of food. Then for endocrine causes, there is no history, or there is history of any recent increase in the urine, increased appetite and increased thirst. Then any high blood sugar levels, any darkening of skin complexion, dizziness on standing, then any excessive sweating or heat intolerance, any bone pains and abdominal pain. So this was the cover up, but these DDs are for vomiting. Then comes in vomiting, there is no history of any motion sickness if he during travel, and any vertigo, any sound in the ear associated with vomiting. If she is a female, you have to ask for the pregnancy. Then any use of any drugs, alcohol, any chemotherapy, any antibiotic, and the psychological effects if she is having any anorexia nervosa. So these were the differential for vomiting. If the patient comes with decreased urine output, you are not going to ask these rule out differential, because as we already know, decreased urine output, that means it's CKD. So directly after OD para, in case of decreased urine output, you will go for covering the causes of chronic kidney disease. That patient, you have to cover all the pre-renal, renal and the post-renal causes. Whether what's your patient, you have to ask each and every cause. in a separate line. Then that for starting from the pre-renal, there is no history of any excessive blood loss from any side, then any recent trauma, any use of diuretics, any recurrent chronic diarrhea and vomiting, or chronic loose stools and vomiting. Then if patient, as in my case, patient is diabetic and hypertensive, you have to explain in detail how he was diagnosed, why he was diagnosed, at what test he was diagnosed, what medication he is being used, he has been done with HbA1c levels or not, what complications he has developed along for diabetes along with CKD. You have to cover all those in a full paragraph. I will cover this a lecture of diabetes inshallah. Then for hypertension, you have to mention here if there is any nephrotic, for that you will ask there is no history or there is history of any frothy urine, periorbital puffiness, any early onset hypertension and blood in urine, any chronic previous viral infection like hepatitis B and C, any decreased appetite, weight loss, any use of drugs like antibiotics or NSAID, any investigation like MRI been done for which contrast has been used, any previous history of joint pains, any oral ulcers, any skin tightening, any joint deformities. Then you can ask for increase in the uric acid levels which has caused joint pains, then any bone pains, then any family history of chronic kidney disease. For this you can ask that if patient is having family history of any polycystic kidney disease, because that is also very common causing chronic kidney disease. Then any recent pregnancy, if the patient is going towards HUS or TTP, you have to cover that also. Then for post-renal, there is no history of any, there is history of stones, burning, micturition, there is history of urine dribbling, difficulty in micturition, any history of instrumentation, any procedure being done. If there was any stricture, there was difficulty in passing urine, you have to ask that for the post-renal. Then for chronic kidney disease, as whatsoever the cause, for example in my patient, if the patient was diabetic and hypertensive, this was the renal case and renal cause of chronic kidney disease, and then I will cover its complication. And there is history of paleness of complexion, there is skin bruisability over the body, over wherever the site the patient has been involved, you are going to mention that. There is no history of any fits, any altered state of consciousness, any irritability. There is no history of any chest pain which worsens on leaning forward. There is history of any itching or pruritus over the body. There is history of proximal myopathy, or there is any numbness of hands and feet. Then if patient is having any arrhythmia, for that you can mention that there is history of palpitations and shortness of breath. So then last, the investigation and treatments up till now he have gone through. In that you have to mention the treatment. If he is already been taking any steroids, then side effect of steroids, for how long he has been taking for the treatment. If the patient is already known case of CKD, you have to mention if he has been advised dialysis ever for any fistula, if he has been advised any transplant, he has been advised. If he is on dialysis, how many number of sessions he is being taking, what is the duration of the sessions, and where he is being dialysis done, like in a government hospital or in private setup, who is bearing the charges of dialysis, because it's an expensive procedure. So after the because it should be detailed and concise, the investigation and treatment. Then after history of presenting illness, as before, past history, hospitalization history, vaccination history. That is important in chronic kidney disease, because you must be asking if the patient is having for influenza, Hep B, pneumococcal and COVID vaccination or not done. There is travel or transfusion history. If there is any what was the functional history of the functional status of the patient, and what is the socioeconomic status of the patient. So that's all for today. Thank you.